take it seriously. A lot of those students, believe it or not, will come to class and say, well, I didn't know that test was important, so I really just didn't even bother and just put, C's all the way across. Take it seriously, because it may cost you an extra term or two, as well as financial, hindrances, in your future, because you placed so low and you should have been placed higher. So it's really important for them to take the test very seriously.
When a student knows they're going to school, they're going back to college or going to college for the first time, take the placement test as soon as you can. If your institution allows you to retest, then you can take the results of that first placement test and look at where your weakest areas may be, and try to get some help, if from former teachers, from friends and family, from your own digging online or digging in books, but get some help to brush up on those skills you forgot about. If your college offers an opportunity to come to a bridge program or to come to a test prepare, a test readiness workshop, jump on that with both feet. If it costs a little money, it'll be money well spent to get you ready for that. And then if you do need to retake it, and an institution allows that, your scores will most probably go up.
In order to prepare for college placement tests, I think students should first figure out which tests their college uses. We use a test called the Compass exam, and we have a lot of resources on our website for students to take practice Compass exams before they take the actual placement test. We have an entire testing center that has additional resources and people they can speak with. So first, students should figure out what they're walking into when they go in to take the placement test, and the format of the test is really important.
If you're in an education program, if you're building up your skills, take it, I would say, 6 months, a year before, find out where you want to be and kind of get those skills up to where they need to be.
I think an advantage would be if they could take it in enough time, maybe, 6 months, 8 months ahead of time of starting college classes, so that they can see where they're at, and then take steps to say, okay, I can improve the score, and have time to do that before they're so rushed starting classes and all that. So if they take it in enough time beforehand, that they can then go and do some refresher courses and maybe take the test again to see where they're at.
And that leads to encouraging the students not merely to just pass the GED, but to pass it as high a level as possible. And in fact, a motivating factor can be the higher you do, the better you do on this test, it's likely that you're going to need less developmental education, less remediation in a college, and save you time and money later on.
If you're trying to get into the college level math course and you don't place there, adult basic education can definitely help you to shore up those skills, so that way by the time you get to college, you can, a lot of times they'll let you take the placement test again depending on how long it's been. So shore up those skills, and then don't pay for that class, get it through adult basic ed.
They assess them using a placement test, which is a test of achievement test of basic skills of reading, writing, and mathematics, and they use the results of that test to help determine where they should begin in terms of their college courses. What level of courses. They often, always, in terms of getting a degree or certificate, need to know how to read well, how to write well, how to do mathematics across the curriculum. But the test provides evidence, some information about how their skills are as they start, and it's used to help place the students in the most appropriate level of these courses.
In our school, the purpose of the college placement test is to set students up for success. And by that I mean we want our students to come in and take classes that are appropriate for them and where they can best succeed at their level. So we do have cutoff scores for students, and we sometimes place students in developmental English, for example, because we feel they need a little bit more work on English skills before they're going to be able to succeed in college level. So really our ultimate goal is we want students to come in and have the best shot at success possible.
The purpose is just to give students the best start in college. The idea is that we will get them in the class they need so that they can start where they are and move through to the appropriate level. We don't want them in an easy class that is Mickey Mouse for them. We don't want them in a too hard class. We want them to be like Goldilocks and find the just right class.
The purpose of the college placement test is to ensure student success. Yeah, cut to the chase, that's what it's about. is to ensure that students are enrolling in the courses at which they will be successful, whether it's in a reading level, their writing skills, or their math. That we're not putting someone in a course that they don't need, they understand all this content, and we don't want to waste their time or their motivation to learn. By the same token, we want to make sure students are not in a course for which they're not prepared, be it an English, math, or reading course, as well as any of the other core college courses.
Placement tests are designed to tell the college where the student is and to try and keep the student from getting into a course that's not really suitable for them. I always used to tell students that if you get into a course that's too hard for you, you're going to be frustrated and ultimately bored and not going to like the experience. And if you get a course that's too easy for you, and you're going to be frustrated and bored and also not going to have a good time. So it's to find the right level, of course, so that we hit where the student needs to be, where the student is. And to help them, if they place into a developmental course, to help bring them up to the level that they need to be successful in college level courses.